Shit. Look at this, everybody. Look. Doesn't that face look familiar?
Hey. So, good morning, folks. Heading out to the garage real quick. As you can see, hood's up, lights up. What's going on here? I realized yesterday when I got home from a track day that one of the screw that hold this together somehow, I guess when I make this custom light here, I didn't tighten it enough and got loose yesterday at the track day and fell out somewhere. So I noticed it, and then I'm gonna come in here and try to get that sorted out today. Before we go any further, this is the hatch. I still have it. It's not going anywhere. The motor's still sitting here. This is currently on hold because I took it out to pretty much refresh the engine. I just kind of left it on the back burner because then that car was down, and then I needed a new motor, and then once the motor went in, I just kept working at it. So don't have a lot of time, don't have a lot of money. I'm just doing one at a time. So working on this right now, and the plan is to eventually come back to this. I'm just gonna refresh it, put my B16 back in, and just be the one and only guy that really drives a B16, because everyone thinks it's garbage, but whatever, I love it. It's just been sitting, but it will get its love when its time has come. So today I need to figure out what the hell's going on. The rear brakes, I think I have an idea why, because I know the rear calipers are giving me issues, and I just kind of over tighten them the next time. So it's kind of like when the wheels move, but you can feel it has restrictions because it's like right there. So I'm assuming like at high speeds, even though it's barely touching, it's hot. So then when I step on the brakes, then it's even hotter, so it doesn't get any cool down time. Then I'm also thinking it might have to do with what I noticed here. The dirt doesn't concern me too much. There's a little bit of oil in it, so I think I might still be leaking a little bit of oil from the tranny, which is also a possibility that it's probably getting on the brakes, and oil and heat leads to smoke. So it could be that, could be what I said earlier. It could be a combination of both. I jacked the car up today and get into that. I've been meaning to try to do just like a video just kind of talking about all the stuff on the car. I'll be honest with you, man, like I'm not a YouTuber, I'm not a vlogger. I don't really have any interest or desire to do those things. I'm just interested in driving, and then I'll just record that stuff when I feel like it, because I don't even always record, because YouTube is not my job. It's just an addition to my hobby. So most of the time, all I want to do, I just want to drive. That's it. Fix what I need to fix and drive. So this is my poor attempt to try to, I guess, talk about the car and give some kind of update. Someone requested me to kind of talk about these custom lights I did. Oh God, I'll be honest, I don't know, man. Everything I do is so fucking ratchet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got these custom vents here that I made, $10.95 from Home Depot. You just cut the hood out, and then you just cut this shape, put it on there. My custom side, I guess fender, whatever you want to call this, to extract the heat. This too was very simple. I just kind of mark it how I want to and cut it. And this little molding is pretty much what they sell at O'Reilly's. You're supposed to put it like at the edge of your door here, but I use it to kind of just make it look nice and clean on both sides. That's also the same thing I use on the edge of my custom heat shield, which that's off of the CRX 4-door. That's the roof. And I kind of cut it up and bend it and put this on the edges to make it look nice. So I kind of use that for everything to make it look clean. Which is the same thing I also use to put the lights in. These lights are like, I think they were $10 $95 or something like that. Whatever, both lights came out to like $24 with tax, and they're direct plug-in to the Miata. So I really didn't have to do much as far as doing this. No wiring, no nothing. I just bought the lights, plug them in, make sure they work. Use a piece of cardboard. I can't find the template. Oh wait, here it is. Okay, yeah. So here's the template for the light, and again, this is probably not going to be enough. I need a more intricate, detailed video. I'd have to take the light assembly apart, which I really don't want to do right now. So this is my poor attempt again. You know, I cut out this part, the first part, I cut out just a little bit bigger than the light. So you just kind of put the light, mark it where the housing is going to fit, and you make it a little bit bigger. And the reason why is so I could put the rubber piece around, which then not just make it look better, but snug, and it just sits in there. Take my measurements, you know what I'm saying, like where I want to curve it at, you know what I'm saying, from there to there, kind of have some rough numbers, you know, kind of fabricate how I want it to fit on the side. This has like a cut here, but this isn't the final version. After I kind of mocked it up, I just kind of cut that little piece out. But the hard part is going to get the screws, but it's not hard because you take this whole thing apart and you can just kind of see where the screw is at, and then you just put the hole for the screws when you cut it. Yeah, so there's my ratchetness. There's nothing special in there holding it. It's just this keeping the light from, this trim keeping the light from coming forward, and then when I push it on and screw it on, it holds the light up against the bracket inside. Pretty straightforward. And then yeah, that's that. That's my version of a homemade, you know, square headlight versus where everyone just go ahead and stick the light here and like squeeze this down, which that works for them, but I just wanted to make something a little different. It's super high right now because I put it that high because I noticed I lost the screw out of here, so I guess I'm actually gonna have to take it apart to fix it. Okay, so now real quick, because I just ended the video and I was like super lazy, so because I had to take this off, I was like, and the camera is still out here, let me just go ahead and record this because someone requested, so I'm just trying to provide. So this is what it looks like. So, you know, if you have a Miata, you already know what the factory socket looks like. As you can see, this light, like I said, you just go to Home Depot. I mean, not Home Depot, O'Reilly, and that plugs right in. It's pretty straightforward. As you can see back here, there's nothing crazy going on. This piece that I made, like I said, is pushing the light up against this and holding it, and then the little trim that I put here is then preventing the light from going forward. So if I was to unscrew this and that, then, you know, it just comes off pretty easy. Very simple. So that's what that looks like. Hopefully that's helpful, and you can go and make your own if you choose to. Okay, that's the end of my laziness. Oh, dear God. This video is not gonna happen because I need to work, and I don't like working and recording and talking. That's just not my thing. So I'm probably not gonna post this, or I'm just gonna be super lazy and just post it just the way it is. And if anyone finds interest, they just find interest. If I'm gonna do that though, I'll just kind of talk over the car real quick. So under the hood, you're looking at a 01 1.8 VVT motor. It has aftermarket radiator, Abe strut. This is all custom piping to make this intake, and as you can see over here, there's a hole here, and the intake come all the way over here, and that's pretty much like for getting the cold air directly to the cold air intake, because when the hood's closed, there's a certain circulation that happens like right here from the wind flow, and it actually has been proven from like a lot of guys who race that it just kind of sucks it in pretty good. So it's proven it works. So I went ahead and just did that. Headers are aftermarket. They're no name brand. They're not like super expensive like Racing B or whatever. They're just some eBay ones. Amazon Gold Wrap. Try to keep it cool under here, which also, like I explained earlier, my vent kind of helps because gets the hot air out and then keep the hot air from the intake. That's it for under the hood. No internals, bone stock. Mega Squirt 3. I finally bought that and got a street tune on it. Exterior on the front, eBay lip, already cracked it up, doing my mountain run in Portland with me and the lady. Kind of zip tied it together. Actually, this one's snap. I need to put another one. O'Reilly's fog light, 6-inch. Moss Miata mirror, hardtop. Bought it with the car. Moss Miata rear wing, riveted on. I prefer the look because it's more raw. I don't want the car to be like super perfect. It got scratches on it. Garage rear, that's not the real one. That's a replica I got from eBay. My favorite thing about it, most people paint match the whole thing to the car, or they leave the whole thing black. But if you look very closely, I taped the bottom part off here all the way down and then paint that red and then leave in the middle black, so it just gives it a slightly different little detail. Most people probably don't notice it, but I prefer it that way because usually this whole thing's black all the way down and you could tell it's a piece. Not like I'm trying to hide it, but it just looks more OEM like that. Cut rear bumper, not crazy cut. Scratches you see on the bumper is from when I crashed in the mountain. The exhaust over there, up there, that was the first exhaust that was on the car that got mangled. And then redid this one. This one came out more like the way I wanted it anyway. So it's 2.5 all the way to the header with a universal high flow muffler and then actually another added resonator on there to kind of quiet it down a little bit. So that's all it is, just custom stuff, nothing crazy. Oh, again, here I go use that trim I'm telling you guys about. It just kind of cleans up everything, especially when you cut anything in the car. You put that on, that just gives it a clean look. Damn, this thing's dirty. What else? Exterior, I think that's it. Then wheels, 15x8 N-key comp plus 25. Tires are Federal 595 RSRR 225 45. Tires are actually a lot better than I was expecting them. Over here I have the Potenza RE71. Those are phenomenal tires, but they're super expensive. So being that I mainly plan to use this for the track and this for the street, I bought these because they were cheaper. But I'm learning, man, these things are good in the rain, they're good on the track, and they're good all around. The only downside is that they're super noisy, like I want to say anywhere like 50 miles per hour or above. So if you plan to daily the car using this, that's the downside. If you don't care about that, you know, which race car, who the hell cares about comfort? Me personally, that's the only downside. It's noisy as shit. But aside from that, they're really great. And I actually plan to buy these again when these are done for this car too, because it does the job. So that's it for the exterior. Next thing is suspension. They're Coney. No, I'm just Jesus, not Coney. Coney's what's on that car. Now they're Skunk 2 one-piece coils all around. The brakes, so this is a NA6 chassis, 90, 91. Actually no, 90 to 93. So it came with a 1.6. The brakes are usually smaller. What I did here was I put the bigger sport brakes from the 01 Sport, which is the biggest, but in the rear I didn't put the matching ones. I actually put the 1.8 in the rear. So the 94 to 97 Miata that came with the 1.8 had bigger brakes, and I put the rears on and then the 01s in the front. Reman calipers all around, which the rears I've been having problems with from O'Reilly Reman. I'm gonna have to figure something else out. Power slot front and rear rotors, and Hawk blue pads, which I was told, and I personally know because I've always used those, that they're super aggressive. They eat the disc, but I don't know. Like, even though that guy recommended yesterday to get the other stuff, I don't care that it's eat the rotors. I just love to know that no matter what's going on, when I step on my brakes, they're there. Like when it was smoking yesterday, I didn't know because it felt the same. It didn't feel like there was nothing wrong. Like it just kept stopping no matter how hot it was getting. So those are wheels, tires, and brakes. Suspension, oh, it has sway bars as well. Front and rear, STS sway bars, front and rear. You can set them from oversteer, understeer, or neutral, depending on how you want. So I kind of mess with it back and forth, depending on what I'm doing. The front has the lower ball joint. When you lower these cars from factory, you don't get any camber. So it has the extended one that kind of gives you camber. So that's on there. The wheel bearings are O'Reilly's. I got all 4 of them changed under the car. Suspension, sway bar, brakes. Oh yeah, stainless steel brake lines. I went over the brakes, wheels and tires. Went over the exterior. Went over the fabricated, the lights. So the motor. Yeah, this car doesn't really have a lot. So next thing is inside. Not much going on in here. Got my Sparco steering wheel, which I had in pretty much all my cars. Just put in the Miata Roadster short shifter, extend tall / short shifter. It's not super short, which is good because I still drive in the streets, so I want it to still feel streetable. Some of these short shifters from other companies are like super short, like you go like that and it's like holy crap, like you can't even tell what gear you're in. I didn't want that. So it still feels treatable. So the throws are a little shorter and it's higher. So it's perfect for me, for what I want. I got the brackets to pretty much seal the hardtop. I don't plan on taking it on and off anymore because that's just super annoying. So I got all the 4 brackets. Roll bar is a replica of a hard dog, but it's actually, what was it again? OBX, I think it was. Shit, I don't remember. But whatever, it works just fine. And then driver seat Sparco FS200. I switch between this and the Momo over there because I just kind of whatever. But I think I'm just gonna leave this on here. You see, this is from the Momo seat that I put in here, but I think I'm gonna leave this here. No rails or anything. It's bolted straight to the floor, and that works perfect for me because a lot of people complain about Miatas are like really small, which yeah, they're not big cars, and if you're a decent height, it becomes an issue, but they're still drivable. But for me to have real good driver control and in a good position, it makes sense for the seat to be bolted to the floor, and it just works out perfect. I get a lot of leg room to heel toe. Between my 320 concave and the super low seat, I have leg room to be comfortable. Like I could go on a long road trip in this car, surprisingly, and be comfortable with no problems. So that's why I do that. It works for me. It doesn't adjust. It sucks for my girlfriend. She has to drive it, but it's a me car, so there's that. Interior, that's it. It came with this radio, and I don't really care about that stuff when it comes to this car. Shit, I'm probably going to eventually take it out. I took out the center console. What else? Yeah, that's it. Nothing else going on in here. Like, not fancy at all. Yeah, so that's pretty much all the Miata has. There's not really much going on here. The key things are the suspension, the wheel and tires, which that's not a lot. The motor, has the tune on it now, and I'm going to try to get a dyno tune on it eventually. Am I forgetting anything else? Yeah, for those who want to know what's on the car, that's pretty much it. If I forget something, it's probably something small. I'm going to go ahead and try to sort out that headlight right now and jack the car up and investigate potential oil leak and these rear brakes. And I don't know, people probably want me to record it, but I'll be honest, I'm not going to. So this is probably it for the video. Here's my garage. There's the wing from the old CRX 4-door. And yeah, that's it.